Today we're loading up some Xtreme Bullets 223 on the RCBS Rock Chucker Supreme. That's coming up next here on Jesse B Outdoors Reloading. Welcome back everybody, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Leave a comment down below if you like videos like this. First off, I'd like to thank Xtreme Bullets for sending this out to the channel. What this is their reloading kit that you just got to add powder. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to make up 50 rounds of it. Also, I'd like to thank Xtreme Bullets for giving you guys a discount code. That'll be down in the description for you guys. So let's go ahead and bring that camera in here. I'll show you what I'm going to be using today, and let's get loading up some rounds. Let's get started. Alright, now I'm going to show you the components we're going to be using in today's video. First off, we are going to be using Hodgdon CFE 223 here. Now, I'm not going to give you guys the load data on this, but I've got a bunch of manuals up here, and on Hodgdon's website, the load I'm using is in all of them, so it's nothing crazy on the load. Basically, I know it's going to function in the ARs that I shoot them in, because I don't have a bolt action, and that's mainly what these are going to be, is plinking rounds. So, we are also going to be using the 55 grain Xtreme bullets here that come in the kit. And then we of course have the brand new size and pre-primed brass here from Xtreme Bullets. You can see they already got the primer in here. So just like the kit says, we're just going to add powder and reload these. And then what I'm going to use for dies is I've got the Lee 223 Ultimate die set. And we're going to be using the bullet seating die and the crimp die out of that kit, and I will show you guys how I set these up here in the video. So let's get started. Alright, for die setup now, the first thing we're going to do is grab our number 4 shell holder here from Lee. Not only does this work for a 223, it also works for 300 blackout because it's the same case, and 380. That all takes the same shell holder. Just in case you guys don't know, but Lee gives you a shell holder with all their die sets, so that really don't matter. Then the next thing I'm going to do is grab my 223 case here. We're going to put that in. Then I'm going to grab my bullet seating die. I've already got the nut threaded all the way up, and I'm going to back off the seating stem. That way I can set this up. Now what we're going to do is get a couple threads in here, and I raise this all the way up, thread this down until it stops. Once it stops right there, you have hit the crimp feature on this. I don't want to crimp while I'm doing this, so I'm going to back this off some. I do a full turn, sometimes a half turn, just depends. Doesn't really matter as long as you back off that crimp feature. And then we're going to thread this on down and get it locked in. I'm going to fast forward through this. Alright, now we got it down to where we just need to snug it. Like I said, snug it. You don't need to go crazy on that. If you get it too tight here, what you could do is get it so tight when you go to back it out, it'll actually back the nut off that this threads into and pull it out of your press. And you don't want to do that. So now I'm just going to put my wrench over here. And then we're all set up for the die setup. We got this backed out. So now what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to get my powder measure dialed in. And I'll be right back. Alright, now I got everything set up here. I'll just run past you guys. What I do real quick is I zero out my scale over here. You can't see it. But I got my RCBS Rangemaster 2000 over here. And what I do is I do 5 throws on that just to get it cleared out because the powder settled in it. And then what I do is I take 5 charges, put it on there, and make sure it's where I want it. And it is dead on, just like the Lyman Brassmith always is. Love this powder thrower, one of my favorites that I have. So now what we're going to do is now we got this die set up, so I'm going to throw my powder charge in here. We're going to get our powder charge. Come over here. I got my KMS squared lighting on so I can see down there. I can see there is a charge. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a bullet here, put that on top, and like I said, I have this backed out here. So now I'm going to run this up there. Right there it's hitting. So I'm going to screw it down some. And basically there's a cantilever on here, so you know you can thread it down to there. And I just want to grab my micrometer here, get it zeroed out, and get it to where I want it. This is going to vary for everybody too, depending on your charge on your overall length here. And like I said, I'm not giving you guys the info. but the info I'm using is everywhere, so it's a common load. Nothing real special about it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this completely set up here, and then I'll be right back. Alright, I got everything set up here, and it's been a while since I used this die. One turn backing off from the crimp is too much, so I had to go back through and do a half turn, because my seating plug went all the way down and I still had to seat the bullet. So that's just a tip for you guys. You do got to play around with these. And I haven't used it for so long, I totally forgot about that. That's why you got to play around and learn your dies and everything. And if you follow my channel, you know I don't do much rifle rounds anyways. I'm usually doing pistol rounds, and I totally forgot about that, so I wanted to let you guys know. So now right there's our first round, done the way we want it. All we got to do now is crimp it. But I'm going to show you guys here how I end up doing these 223s that are pre-made, that you just got to add powder. So we're going to come over here, do our powder throw. And with the brass smith here, I know some people do the tap, 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 tap. I don't do that. I don't see no reason to with this. This thing is very accurate the way it is. Now, some people say they got to with theirs. That's fine and dandy, but to me, it's not a good powder measure if you got to do that. So now we're going to put our bullet on there. We're going to seat our bullet. And there you go, nothing to it. That's why I really like this. When you get pre-primed brass that's already sized, it's very nice because that takes out all the prep work on it. Now, I did do a little bit of prep work on these. I did go to, you can see the front of it right here. I got my RCBS Brass Boss Case Prep Center. I did go through and I did chamfer and deburr these just to make it easier for the bullets to sit down in. But if you guys seen the video before, I'll leave a card up above. When I was showing you guys what was actually in this kit and loaded some up, I didn't do that. And it worked just fine, but to me, it makes it a lot easier when you go through and chamfer and deburr these, put the bullet in. It just makes it very nice. Now with the powder thrower, as I always say, just be very nice and consistent with it. And when you do that, you will have consistent throws. And that's what everybody wants. Even though these are plinking rounds, I can care less if they're a tenth or two off. I'm not nowhere near the max charge on it. Now, the original video I did on it, I went off the load data that Xtreme Bullets had in the box. And from looking at that, that was kind of a max charge on there. And I have shot a couple of them, and they've been just fine. I really don't like shooting off a max charge, though, unless I'm shooting hollow points, because then you need the velocity to expand, so those I do. But like when I reload my ammo for my main channel, usually what I do is I do 2/10 off of a max charge. That way I know when I get a gun in, no matter what it is, if it's one of mine or friends or somebody sends me a gun, I know that round's going to work in it. So what I'm going to do when we get to the 11th one, I'm going to double check everything just to make sure everything is still where it needs to be. I like doing that just because right now is a good time that if I got to tear down a bullet, it's the perfect time to do that because I don't have that many made up here. But I absolutely love this setup. It takes so much work out when you got these pre-made brass. Love this KMS lighting system on this. I'll have a discount down below for them too. Discount code for you guys. So now what I'm going to do is this 11th round here, I'm going to come back over here and do my RCBS scale here. Wait for it to get stable. Zero that case out. Now I'm going to come over here, throw my charge, put it on there, and we are dead on. Love this setup here. In the future, I might be getting a different powder thrower, and if I do, that'll be kind of fun because I've had this Lyman Brass Smith forever. And it's always been a great powder thrower. So I'm kind of interested in this one I might be getting. I'm just dropping it as a hint. I'm not sure if I'm getting it yet, but there's talks about me getting it. So I would love to see that. But you can see here, we can knock these out here at a fairly quick pace for doing it on a single stage. And like I said, what this takes out is, this takes out the sizing of the round, it takes out the priming of the round, and also it cuts out the overall length. If your overall length of the round is too long, then you got to trim it. And when you buy it like this, you don't have to. Now, what I did do on my RCBS brass boss over there, I did buy the Lee kit to put on there to trim the 223 cases. So once I get through all this pre-primed brass here, which I got a bunch of, the boxes for, I got 1,000 rounds with their bullets, and then they sent me another 1,000 pre-primed brass, so it's going to be a while before I get through those. I want to get through one box first, though, of 1,000. That way I can do a review on it. But after that, we will do some regular 223 where I got to trim it and everything, and we'll do videos on that. That'll be nice and fun to do. Now, like I said, I will be shooting all these in a AR-15. I've got a 10.5-inch pistol, and then I've got two 16-inch ones. And we'll be shooting them in those. And then also I have a Bear Creek Arsenal upper sent out to me to do a video on. So these will be getting used in those. So that'll be a change on my main channel for you guys that normally watch over there. We'll be doing some rifle shooting over there. Usually the only rifle I get out is my Ruger 1022. I made that into a target rifle and absolutely love that. And then Bear Creek Arsenal sent me a 22 upper, and I like shooting that. At the time of this video, though, right now, I will throw a spoiler in. I don't know if I put the video out on my main channel or not. I did have a issue with the Bear Creek Arsenal one. And right now it is back at the factory with the 22 upper. My boy and I was out shooting it the other day, and it had issues. Sent them an email, and they told me what to do, and I made a video of that. And it failed on what they said to do, so we sent it back to the factory to see what's going to go on. So now what I'm going to do is, because you guys like listening to the press and stuff, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to be quiet for a while and load up some rounds. Oop. Alright, we loaded up 10 rounds there. You can see that was kind of a nice steady pace. It is slow when you're doing it single stage. Definitely when you're shooting with an AR, you definitely want to do this a little bit probably faster, like on a progressive press. Or else you're going to be sitting here for a while doing these. We're doing up 50 rounds right now. And it's going to take a pretty good minute to do these. But this is where people who like just kicking back and relaxing while they're reloading, that's where this comes in here. I think the next video we will try to do some of these on my Lee Classic turret press. And then I finally got the powder funnel to do these on my Dillon 550C. And then we'll crank them out on the Dillon 550C. And I just wanted to do videos starting with a single stage, then go into the Lee, and then go into the Dillon. And then once I get those videos knocked out, I'll probably just keep the Dillon out and knock out the rest of these 1,000 rounds. Because like I said, it'll go quicker. This does take some time here to do these. That's why I'm only doing 50 rounds, so the video isn't so long. I was actually debating on doing this in a series just because sometimes YouTube will monetize a video. Like if I do a 3-part series, they'll monetize maybe one of them, so I have one shot of trying to get money off of a video. Sorry guys, this stuff ain't cheap. Even though this stuff was sent to me, I still had to buy the powder and everything. But I like to at least try to get a video monetized to make some money. That way I can keep buying powder and stuff. Now, since we're talking about powder here, we're using CFE 223. I have 3 jars of H335. And then had a jar of H322 donated to me. So we'll be using all of those to make up rounds. The good thing is all of them, except for the H322 that was donated to me, I bought. But I bought them so long ago when they were like 25. Actually, this one still got the price on the jar. Yeah, $25.95 is what I paid. Probably for all of them because I bought them all a long time ago. And because I don't reload or shoot rifle that much, I've had all these powders. And then I had somebody donate a jar to the channel. So I figured, yeah, it's time to start doing this. Plus, I need to mix it up on my main channel. I shoot pistols all the time, and I know people like seeing ARs and stuff, so we will definitely get the ARs out. They might just be range videos. There probably won't be much of like a review video or anything. They'll just be me having fun. Because everything I got except for the Bear Creek Arsenal upper, you guys have seen already. So they're just going to be fun range videos. I am going to check this out here again one more time. We're going to 0 that. I like double checking my powder charge every so often. Mostly like I said right now. If I do it a couple of times, I kind of know where I'm at. And we are dead on again. Just something I like to do mostly with rifles, because I don't do a lot of rifle reloading. So I do like checking and making sure. So don't get all crazy down in the comments saying, hey, I want to be able to hit the balls on the NAD at 1,000 yards. What do I need to do? I'm not the guy for that. I just make plinking rounds, and I know what works on that. I've never got into precision rifle. If you guys don't follow the channel, I have a muscle disease, so I shake a lot. And that's why I don't do it. Never got into it. Because I'm a horrible shot with a rifle. You guys will see that in the plinking videos of this. Now, if I sit down at a bench with a bench rest, yes, I'm a little bit better, but I'm still not the best to get all into the technical part of it, of doing all that. There's way better YouTubers on here that do reloading. If you want to watch long range rifle stuff, definitely watch their channels and not mine. All I'm doing here is plinking rounds. Now, I might do some ladder testing. I don't know. Like I said, these are plinking rounds to me, so as long as I'm banging on steel, I really don't care. So that's why I always kind of just go up and do the higher end of the powder charge in a book. One thing I do want to say is if the data is listed, don't be afraid of it. You know, stay a few tenths off a max charge if you are. But don't be afraid of any of it. They're not going to put data in there that's going to blow your gun up or anything. Just make sure your overall length is right. And make sure your powder charge is right. And you're good to go. And that's basically what I'm doing here is I know these will run in my AR, so I'll be perfectly happy with that. I do have my brother-in-law's bolt action here for a video. It is a Mossberg MVP, and it takes AR magazines, but it's a bolt action. So some of these will get shot in that also. Once it gets warmed up here, I'm doing this video mid-February 2025. And here in Northwest Ohio, it's been cold, windy, snowing, freezing rain. We've had freezing rain 3 times now. So I haven't been able to get out much to do any videos. So it'll be a while for that, and I've got a ton of videos to do already, and I'm already behind on videos, and I was trying to get all these videos knocked out before March, because in March I'll probably start mowing again, which is what I do for work. And when I do that, between mowing, it's 12 to 15 acres that I mow, between that and the 2 acres that I own here, I do a lot of mowing, so I don't have time for a lot of videos. So I'm trying to get these all cranked out and get ammo made up for when I do have time to do the videos. But here we go. Here is our last one for this. We'll load this up and then we'll get it set up to crimp all these. Alright, now we're going to crimp the bullets here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab our first one here, put it into the shell holder, come over here and grab our die, and once again I'm going to back that nut off here a little bit. Now what I'm going to do is thread this in a couple threads, raise this up here, and I'm going to spin it down until it hits the case mouth, which is right there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower this a little bit, spin it a little bit, crimp it, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my case gauge here. Now, Turkey's opinion, if you're watching this video, this is a case gauge, not an ammo checker. A case gauge is way better. Ammo checkers are useless. You might as well use your barrel with those. Just got to get that out there and throw a little shot at my brother there. He likes getting on me about this in case gauges. But right there, you can see that it drops down in there. So now I know that is crimped perfect. If you don't have it crimped, we'll grab the next one in line here. Drop it down in here. You can see it don't go all the way down because the case mouth is flared out. So now what I'm going to do is since I know when I drop this in there and everything is nice and smooth and it drops right back out, I'm going to put this back up there. And what that does when you put it back up in here, it holds the die for you to tighten up the nut and the die won't move and lose its spot. I had a little oil on my finger there. And then we will snug this up. Like I said, you don't need to go too crazy on that. And there we go. We got our first completed round. And once again, we put it in our case gauge. It goes down. It's flush. Comes right back out the way it should. So now what I'm going to do, we're going to pick up the pace here a little bit. Because this I can do picking up twos. Because I don't have to worry about dropping no powder. So that'll make it nice and easy. Speed the video up here a little bit because this is going to be a little bit of a longer video. Now, you definitely, with these, a lot of people, some people don't crimp them at all. And that is fine. Mostly if you case form them to a bolt action, you might not have to do it. Since I'm using a AR, I like using the case gauge to make sure these rounds will chamber, since it's in a semi-auto. And when you use a semi-auto, I don't keep brass separated just for that. Now, a lot of people, when they have bolt actions, they will definitely separate their brass because they want the brass fire form to their rifle. Now, another thing you won't see me doing, because I don't shoot rifle a lot, you won't see me anneal any of my cases. Once they're shot to me. You know, if they get a crack in the case mouth or something. Like I said, I don't shoot enough rifle to get into all that. I'm pretty sure, if I remember right, most people say 5 to 6, don't hold me to it, 5 to 6 reloads you could do per case before the case mouth cracks. 2 to 3, it's a plentiful case to buy. I know Republic Ammunition has a ton of it, and I know there's other brass manufacturers out there also that'll have a bunch of it. Like I said, this stuff that I'm using here is brand new, so I'm really not that worried about it. By the time these get reloaded for a second time, will be a while, because like I said, I basically got a total of 2,000 of these spray-primed ones. It'll take me forever to go through that. Now, I know some of you guys, you could burn through those quick, but you guys shoot rifle all the time where I don't. So, like I said, doing them on here will go a little bit quicker. I'm definitely excited to do these on the Lee Classic Turret Press. And I'll do the same thing. I'll show you guys how to set up the dies and everything in that video. The only one I might not do a setup on is on the Dillon. Just because it's a little bit more complicated on there. And when I do the Dillon, what I like doing before a video is I like running 100 rounds through it to make sure everything's going good for the video. Now, you guys have seen videos where I didn't do that, because like the SIG V-Crown, 90 grain V-Crown 9mm, I only had 100 rounds because they were sent out to me for a video. So I was trying to get everything set up during that video, and that video turned out to be a cluster. And I even say that, I think, in the thumbnail that I have for it, that this video was a cluster. You guys got to see all the headaches and everything of it, of trying to get everything set up while doing it. Where when I got more rounds like these, it makes it a lot nicer. Now, the one thing I might not do is I might not take the time to chamfer and deburr the rounds for the Lee Classic Turret Press one. Just because save time. Because like I said earlier, right now we got to get rounds made up and everything before mowing season hits. Oops. Now what I want to do is, because I smacked the bottom of that, I didn't have it crimped, so I want to check my overall length real quick, just to make sure I didn't push that down too much. Nope, it was just a light bump, so we're good on that. Anytime you do that, if you go up with a rifle round and you miss and you hit the bottom of it, double check your overall length, because you might have to knock that sucker out because you might have set it too deep. But we were good on that. Just a little tip for you for safety. Basically, I wasn't paying good enough attention, and I bumped it on there. So now what I'm going to do is, we only got 10 left, so I'm just going to be quiet. And there's our last of the 50 rounds there, fully completed. Alright, and there you go. You can see on a single stage press, it does take a little bit longer to do them, but if that's all you had, These come in very nice and easy because it cuts out having to size them, prime them, trim them, cuts all that out. All you got to do is, as I showed you guys, you drop it into the case gauge. All these are already sized. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back through with these 50 rounds, put them all through that case gauge, and then put them in my ammo can when they're all done. So once again, I would like to thank Xtreme Bullets for sending these out to the channel for us to try out. There will be a discount code down below. I'd also like to give a huge shout out to RCBS, even though they didn't send the press. The scale I use now and a couple other things they have sent out to the channel to help us out, and I appreciate it. So as always, don't forget to check out the links down below. Down there I have links to Axil Hearing Protection, Gators Eyewear, and a bunch of other companies I like dealing with. Some got discount codes to save you guys money. Others are affiliate accounts that do help out the channel. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Leave a comment down below. We are One Nation Under God, and I'll see you all on the next one.